Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to give a quick update on what's going on up here in the Northeast with this contaminated water issue. Specifically E. coli, has been found in, certain water supplies in areas of Massachusetts. And now when you look at this thing through the spirit, right, through spiritual lenses, it's literally targeting heavily Edomite populated communities, man. Which is not ironic. And when you look at that hurricane, right, that went through Southwest Florida, made its way up into South Virginia, you know what I mean? When you watch the news, you mainly see Edomites, crying and complaining, talking about they seen their house get swept away before their eyes. You see, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is pinpointing and targeting you Edomites, man. You heathen. You see? Don't get it twisted. You 2/3 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you got your date coming up as well, in the form of Jacob's trouble. Where Jacob's trouble is really gonna rest upon everybody, but it's gonna parallel park on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Hence why it's called Jacob's trouble. But through the spirit, I noticed that this water contamination issue that's happening up here, back to my point, it's mainly targeting heavily Edomite populated communities, man. And I actually have an article that I want to get into briefly, giving a quick update. But again, this isn't ironic, man, because you regular Joe six-pack Edomites, man, just as guilty, as these elites, man. You see, you are and your forefathers, man. You're paying for what your forefathers have done to our people, man. Which you are your forefathers, man. Okay, and we can prove that through the spirit. Matter of fact, before we get this article, let's do that. Let's get let's get Isaiah 14. You being prepared for slaughter, man. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 21, and it reads, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers." What does that word prepare mean? When you prepare something, what? You get it ready. You see? So you Edomites are being prepared for slaughter, man. Okay? You never gone through nothing. Okay? You've been living in comfort. You've been living deliciously, man. The reason why you got these lavish homes and all these properties and the newest car is because all that old money you got is from off the back of our forefathers, the Israelites, man. Our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You see? And now it's come a time where Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai showing his people favor once more. Right before he takes that last swing at Jake through the form of Jacob's trouble. Hey, he's visiting you heathen, man. You see? He's visiting you heathen, man. Starting with you Edomites. You see? You're being prepared for slaughter. Okay? For the iniquity of your fathers, man, which you are your forefathers, man. Okay, and we can prove that if we go to, let me go to Ezekiel real quick. Matter of fact, let me finish this out, right? That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And in the eon to come, in the time of Jacob, you're going to be in the hole, man. You're not going to be naming streets after your name. Okay? You're not going to be naming whole cities, okay, after your forefathers. No. Y'all going to be out of there, right? Let's go to Ezekiel real quick, just to prove that you are your forefathers, man. Because what scripture say? The book of Ezekiel, chapter 18, in verse 20, and it reads, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. Why does it say that? Because after 3 to 4 generations, you come back. See, your children come after you, man. That's why it says the father should not bear the iniquity of the son, nor the son of the father. You pay, hey, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. Matter of fact, let me grab another precept just to further back that up, to further prove that. The book of Numbers, chapter 14, and verse 18, and it reads, the Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty. Okay, and your forefathers, okay, you Edomites, your forefathers are guilty. They died peaceably around their families and thought they got away. No. 3 to 4 generations later, you came on back. You see? And now it's time for you to suffer. Okay? Now it's time for you to pay. It's time to pay that bill. Okay? All those rapes, robberies, and murders, and lynchings, and castrations, and burning at the stakes. All that innocent blood. Hey, it's time to pay the bill. And you're going to find out how Allah Shadia, the demon-like power, gets down, man. Hey, because it's not going to be a mercy kill. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to torment you people, man. That's why scripture says it's a fearful thing. We say it often. We quote this scripture often. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Fearful. Scripture says he's terrible towards the children of men, man. Come and see the works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He's terrible towards the children of men. This is just the beginning. Okay, because all this contaminated water that's taken out. Hey, this thing's going to transition into a famine, man. Hey, no drinking water, what? You're going to starve. You're going to thirst, man. And we already know that the storehouses aren't looking too good. And this is globally. See? Globally, the storehouses ain't looking too good, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is making inquisition on you heathen. Okay? Now he's starting to work on you, man. And this thing's going to boil over into missiles falling on top of your head, man. Let's continue on. The Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty. He will not clear the guilty, man. If you're guilty, you're gonna pay. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. That's why Isaiah 14 says, prepare slaughter for his children. Why? For the iniquity of their fathers. They are their fathers, man. You are your forefathers coming back. You see, hey, nobody gets away. You see, nobody gets away. It's time to pay. It's time to pay that bill. Let's go back to Ezekiel real quick and finish that out. Back in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18, and verse 20 again from the top. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. See, so hey, what you dish out, you're going to get it back. What you dish out, you're going to get back. And there's no way around it. Let's get this article real quick. And this is why this is happening, right? One of many reasons. And this is just one of many torments that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to bring upon you proud people. Okay? Like scripture says, what's that? 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter and the 50th verse. Lord willing, we'll get that. This article is dated September 26, all right, 2022. Fresh off the press, man. It's right there, right? And it's from CBS Boston, right? And it reads, the title, Massachusetts communities concerned about water supply after recent contamination issues. And we did, where I'm at, north of Boston, there was a report that went out pretty much to, not to, overuse water as far as like, watering your lawns and stuff like that. Like, don't be in excess, try to reserve the water or whatever. A message did go out on that, but nothing as far as E. coli, contamination, or anything of that nature. Not where we are. But as we're gonna further read, right now, Easton, right, residents across the state, right, are becoming concerned about their water supply after several boil water notices in Massachusetts communities. E. coli has been found in the water of 5 different Massachusetts towns this month alone, including Wilmington, Mansfield, and North Attleboro, all heavily populated Edomite communities. You see? Sydney Evans is a science analyst, all right, with the nonprofit Environmental Working Group, EWG. They are going to see, and she says, or he says, quote, right, they are going to see contaminants. That's just the reality of drinking water in the United States, said Evans. Why do you think that is? EWG provides a tap water database across the country. Evans explained the most common issue the organization sees in Massachusetts. Things that are really common in the state are disinfection byproducts, Evans said. Those are contaminants that end up in water because of disinfection, which is necessary. We don't want pathogens. That's why you end up with boil water notices. She also said water home test kits don't provide the bigger picture of what the actual problem is in unsafe drinking water. It's not necessarily monitored for in every system. So it's hard to know whether there's something like PFAs in your water, Evans said. See that? And I believe PFAs are what? I think it's like polyfluoride alkaline something. Alkyl. I forgot the terminology of that. Let's look that up real quick. There it is. Polyfluorinated substances, right? Are a group of chemicals used to make fluoropolymer coatings and products that resist heat, oil, stains, grease, and water. Deadly. You see that? You don't want to digest that. Let's go back. Richard Tierney is the operations manager of Easton's water division. Easton is another heavily populated Edomite community, man. He said he understands the worries coming from the community, which is near several towns that have had boil water orders. Of course, this is an alarming and concerning to our residents, Tierney said. Easton is constructing 3 new buildings to better treat the town's water supply after finding polyfluoroalkyl, known as PFAs, in 2019. You see? We're doing what we can to get ahead of this contaminant in our supply, Tierney said. I wonder who put that contaminant in there. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is targeting y'all, man. You see? Y'all living lavishly in these nice towns, but your water's contaminated. It's cursed. Hey, this whole land is cursed. We know that. You know, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is pinpointing and targeting, man. And we can see this through the spirit. Right? In the meantime, residents are using a free filtered water dispenser outside the water division to hydrate. Hey, they going through some straits. Right? I only had 3 empty gallons, but usually I bring 8, one resident said through. Evans recommends residents look at the exact contaminants in your city or town's water supply. Start with the information that's already available and then seek out a test if it's in your budget, Evans said. She also said the EWG database can direct users to the exact filter they need based on the contaminant. We want people to feel, this is what she said. We want people to feel like they can do something about their situation, she said. And that's pride. Hey, because there's nothing you can do. Okay? This is the works of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. See? He's bringing these plagues to the world. He brings famines. He brings droughts. And there's nothing you can do about it. Let's go to the scriptures. That's it on that article. Right? And Salakia for the background noise. A devil on demand, man. Only when you're trying to do a lesson. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 14. In verse 13, it reads, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, and this land is referring to the people on the land. The land can't trespass. Hey, it's the people on the land, okay? The rulers of the earth at the time, right? And we know Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, hasn't had one land Sabbath, okay? This man hasn't let the earth rejuvenate ever. Matter of fact, he's been cutting down trees at a rapid rate. I believe that's called deforestation. Okay? Why? Because he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. And this is why Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is going to destroy them that destroy the earth on his return, pursuant to Revelations, the 11th chapter, and the 18th verse. You see? And this is why Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is doing what he's doing, man. You see, this is why he's pinpointing and targeting you heathen, man, starting with you Edomites. You see, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. See, so it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that's bringing these calamities. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that's contaminating your water. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that's going to bring this famine. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that's doing it. You see? Point blank period. There ain't nothing you can do about it. There's no, you have no control over what's happening. All you can do is hope and pray you're protected from it. And you have no hope if you're not an elect, okay, of Israel. Okay? Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Because that's all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is dealing with. His elect. If you're not part of the elect, hey, you're going to fall. Okay? You are going to be consumed. Okay? By these calamities. By these scourges. By these torments. That Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to bring upon the planet Earth. And ultimately, if you escape them, hey, you got hellfire to look forward to. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Let's close out here. In the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 36. In verse 9, and it reads, let him that escapeth, that escape what? Hey, all these calamities that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to bring. The sword, the famine, death, and destruction, pestilences. Right? If you escape all that, let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire. And let them perish that oppress the people. You see? And who oppress the people? These Edomites, man. Okay? The God of this world. Starting with the international banking families, trickling all the way down to you regular Joe six-pack Edomites. Okay? Because you carry the same badge of pride. Okay? You carry the same privilege. And you walk around society like you're better than everybody on earth. But in reality, you're the third part of man, man. Okay? You're the third part of man. You're the least of the people. But here it is, you walk around like you some high almighty. And this is why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is pinpointing and targeting you. And ultimately, he's going to pinpoint and target everybody. Okay? Because everybody's going to get it outside of the elect of Israel. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Let me get one more precept just to back that up. One more precept. This precept came to mind. I'm going to close out here, Lord willing. Right? The book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 11, and it reads, and I will punish the world. Why, Lord? For their evil. All you sodomites running around thinking you ain't going to get touched. Right? You people walking around here committing bestiality. All right, being perverse. Right? You violent, wicked. Right? You don't fear the Lord. You think there's no God. Right? You think there's free will. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And we know the wicked is who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man pursuing the Malachi, the first chapter. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Many great miseries should be done to them that dwell in the world in the latter time, because they have walked in great pride. See, that pride is going to get you people caught up. Everybody walking around with their face in their phone, taking selfies. Okay? Got their Instagram and Snapchat and self-idol worshiping. You see? That's pride. That's proud. And you're going to fall into this lie. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And haughtiness goes into pride, man. And we know the terrible is none other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And we're in the time of his visitation, man. And this is why we're seeing these calamities come upon the planet Earth. From these hurricanes, earthquakes, okay, tornado seasons coming in. Well, hurricane season, rather. And this is why these things are happening. Uproars of the people. There's a great division amongst the people. You see, because the great transitioning has happened, man. This devil, Esau, Edom, is withering away. He's languishing. You see, in the house of David, okay, the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, the reality of the time of David is coming into fruition. And as time goes on, and as we continue to call upon our power, he's going to continue to do miraculous things, man. And ultimately, this thing's going to boil over into the missiles being shot on Mystery Babylon the Great, man. And the elect of Israel being delivered. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. And the kingdom of heaven being heralded in. And the new Jerusalem coming down, man. And righteousness being established. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number to take part in that first resurrection, man. You know, so I just wanted to give an update, you know, on what's going on up here in the Northeast with that the water contamination issue. You know, it's not getting any better. You know, it's not really getting too much worse. You know what I mean? Hey, but you know, me personally and the brothers, you know, we're out of harm's way. You know, where we live. You know, and ultimately it's mainly targeting these Edomite communities, man. You know, so it's Kal Halal Yahweh Bashim Shai for that. Get them, Lord. Get them, Lord. Babakwa Shah. Get them, Lord. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwathium were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalium La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom.